Yo. What's good, Justin? What's good, Jason? What's good, Rocky? What's good, Danny? What's going on, man? Good morning. What's going on? Good morning, Jackie. How are you? Yo. Put this one here. What's going on, man? What's good, Justin? How you feel? I'm feeling great, bro. I feel good right now. Hell yeah. Broke that fast yesterday. Bro, I had so much food. You don't understand, bro. That shit. I got home. I had to take Alka-Seltzer. I threw up and all, but I didn't even care, yo. I was like, hey, man, I'd rather deal with this with a full stomach than empty stomach. So I don't really care. But yeah, bro, now that shit was amazing, bro. I feel great today. I feel like energized now. Like now I feel good. I feel back normal. You don't realize that, right? Like I ain't gonna lie, this put into perspective for me how important food is to our body and all that. What's good, Javoy? What's good, Andres? What's good, Nomar? What's going on? What's good, Suresh? What's good, Javoy? Where did you go? This place called Cote. It's a Korean barbecue spot here in Miami. It's a Michelin star. It's a really good place. Like if you ever want to take a date there or whatever the case may be. Um, really nice place. I will say just be ready to spend a little money, but it's a good place, man. Like it's a good place. What made you want to fast, bro? I done the 46 hour prior like a year ago. I've been talking about the 72 hour for like a long time, for like a few years now. Never did it. Cause I'm like, nah, bro, that's just crazy. Nah, fuck that shit. Like I'm not gonna do that, right? Um, that funny enough, this weekend on Sunday, I'm talking to one of my boys and he said some shit about fasting. We're talking about the whole fasting thing. And I'm like, you know what, yo, like, I should just say F it and do this 72 hours. I've been talking about this for a while. He's like, that's crazy. You really gonna do it? And I was like, you know what? F it. I'm gonna start it right now. And bro, that's pretty much how I went. Like, no second thought. I feel like you see, like everything that I preach to you guys, I do myself. Like I'm always preaching the whole like, bro, people just sit there and overthink things and over, you know what I mean? Like they just dwell on things too long. You know what I mean? And I'm always telling you guys how I'm like, yo, just take a risk in life. I do the same shit, bro. As in like, bro, I live by what I preach, bro. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what, bro? Like, man, F it. I'm gonna just do this shit right now. No second thought. No, none of that extra shit. F it. Yeah, it's hard. Whatever, brother. Everything's hard. Get over it. And bro, just freaking did it. And that's that. So I feel really good I did it. Will I do it again? Hell yeah. I'll be honest, I would. Now that I understand the feelings that I'm gonna feel throughout the process and at what stage I'm gonna feel what, I would. The only reason why it was everything was new to me this time around is I never done it that long. You know what I mean? But I'll for sure do it again, bro. You feel amazing. Like I feel like I don't know, bro. I feel good. And like you feel when that new food, like you feel your system reset because when you eat after, like after you're done and you eat that meal, TMI, but like you go to the bathroom right after. So that lets you know that like your system is working properly because usually, right, you guys will eat and probably won't use the bathroom right away. And if you do use it, again, TMI, but I just do research and all this shit. So I'm very open about talking about it. But when you eat and you go to the bathroom after, you think that you are, getting rid of what you just ate. You're not. You're getting rid of probably what you ate yesterday or the day prior. Like, so imagine it's like, okay, this is 3 days ago at the bottom. So this is the one that's about to come out. Then the one in the middle is like from 2 days ago. And then the one on top is the one that you just put today. So what you just consumed is up here. Because remember, your body is have all this buildup. It's been piling up or storing all this fat. You feel me? So the one that you just used the bathroom, I mean, you just ate right now, you go use the bathroom, that goes on top and it just pushes down the one that you ate 3 days ago. You know what I mean? So you think that, like, oh, yeah, just because you use the bathroom after, oh, I'm good. Like, my system is good. No. You know what I mean? So when you detox, when you do a fast, you're getting rid of all 3 days worth of power up together because nothing's going into your body. So your body now is using all these 3 days, burning it as fuel, until eventually you know what I'm saying? Like it's true. This is how it works. Like I've done my research. Um, so eventually it kind of like uses up all that stored fat that you have as energy for those 3 days that you're not intaking new one. Feel me? So now when your whole thing is cleaned up, now that new one is just coming straight out. So now this is remaining clean now. Obviously it's gonna get dirty in the next year or two if I don't detox again. But I plan on doing it again probably like in 6 months. So I kind of I vibe with it. I think it's cool. It's the best form of detoxing, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that was my my health and fitness talk for the morning. bro, I'm a geek, bro, when it comes to all that fitness shit, bro. Like that was my first like love in life was the gym, bro. Like I have videos at 12, 13 years old in my room, curling 20-pound dumbbells, doing push-ups. I started calisthenics at like, bro, 13, 14. I was already doing handstand push-ups, freaking planks on the bar. Like, bro, I feel like the gym to me has always been my like that's what I saw my life as. Bro, I'm even a certified person. Like, look, before we start this Zoom today, look, I came across it the other day. I was like, oh damn, I haven't seen this in a minute. Look. Where is it? Where is it? I know I put it on my favorites, bro. Hold on. Did I put it on my favorites? I swear I did. Hold on. Bro, don't tell me I didn't put that on my favorites, bro. Bro, I gotta find it for you. Hold on. Let me just look it up right here. Hold on, 2 seconds. Personal. Look right here. I took a picture. Look at that. Look, an effective date, December 11th, 2018. Look, American Sports and Fitness Association, Albert Perez is my name, personal training. Look at the date right here. See the date at the bottom. Like I was certified and all, bro. Like I've always been a gym person. Like I've always like if I wasn't a trader right now, I'll be a fitness influencer for sure. Like all jokes aside, like it's what I've always liked, like naturally. So yeah, bro, I'm mad like into all that geeky ass shit when it comes to that. So, anyways, good morning, man. What's going on, man, bro? Crazy push yesterday on US 30, bro. Like this was our trade from yesterday morning, bro. Completely like, but it, bro. Funny enough, I said on the live, I was like, I see us hitting like 300, so like around here, and then from there probably having a retracement. Bro, this thing ended up going to like 450 in one, like, bro, this is one like candle, bro. Like, look, the 15-minute went all the way up to 350, and then the next 15-minute went all the way up to 450. But when you're at all-time highs, bro, you're taking a big gamble. Like it's too much of a gamble, bro. You don't know really what's gonna happen there. So you kind of have to like play it safe, you feel me? So now looking at US 30, right? So we had this massive push. We had this massive push right now. Price is doing this retracement part. I honestly think we could potentially be a little bearish today due to the fact that I do want to see, I'm not going to lie, I want to see a retracement back down to this 47,700s because this push to the upside didn't start here where I just put the arrow. It started from all the way back here. Because realistically, look, this is not a retracement. This is just price. It's still pushing up. Look, just a little slower, but it's not a retracement. So pretty much if we want to take into consideration, this is the whole push to the upside. You're talking about 1,100 points, bro. 1,100 points and no retracement. Nah, bro. We gotta have some type of retracement here, bro. There's no way around that. Like this, that's just diabolical work. Like, look at that. We have to come, bro. At least. Like, look, wow. I hadn't even put this fib here. I just have this zone marked up from Monday's class. If you guys go and look at that recording on LTE on the training course, I put the recording in there from Monday. This is literally the chart that we created together on Monday. Like, I saved it and I was like, yo, I'm gonna keep using this chart because it's pretty clean. But yeah, we found this area from over here on the left, and look how it perfectly falls into that 618. So even if price wants to be bullish, I do personally believe we should see some type of retracement and then maybe from there continuation. So with that being said, and price obviously showing me here that it wants to be bearish recently as well, I am low key kind of leaning more towards the sells today. Even though yes, we're in a bullish market, but I just understand simply where I'm at in this market. I understand that I'm in that point where price looks like it wants to retrace. You know what I'm saying? Now that's just me assuming, right? You don't want to assume in trading. I'm always telling you guys, you want to react, not assume. So I'm going to outline my lows here, right, on this 5 minute. And then on this 5 minute, we get to see this retracement structure, right? So we got push, retracement, we got push, retracement, and we got push, and we got low retracement, and then push again. But notice how this push here rejected the same area. So this push here, low key, could give us, a little push to the upside here. Now, where could that push to the upside go? Well, I'm going to identify here, some of these little resistance zones here, right? And look at that. Boom. Okay. Support here, resistance here. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, see support, resistance. Okay, I see what's going on. Obviously, we got a little smaller resistance, right here, which is this little area right here where price currently is at. So I'm gonna delete this now because now I get to see this. So why do I have this like this? So I could take early buy opportunities above this resistance, but I think it's too much of a gamble. So honestly, I'm gonna personally wait until we kind of break above these highs. So if we come back up to like 48,300, I'll take a buy there. But other than that, I will not be really too interested in taking a buy on this pair right now, especially because I understand that, bro. It looks like it wants to keep retracing, so I'm kind of more leaning towards a sell scenario here. Um, let's see what happens here. So that'll be like on my buy scenario. I'll for sure be looking to take a buy above there. Anything in here, I feel like is just too tight. Cause yeah, price, could reject from here, come down. So I'd rather just wait. You know what I mean? I'd rather just wait. Now, sales, I do want to take sales, a lot sooner because those I do know have a very strong chance of happening. So probably around this 130 zone, so kind of like below this low support here, I will be looking to take some shorts on this pair. Um, So I will be looking to take some shorts there. Now the buys, I am being a little bit more careful. So obviously I have those a lot higher because again, based on how this market is looking, it looks like it wants to retrace, bro. So I don't want to get caught up on just riding the buys just because we've been just pushing up this whole time. No, it doesn't work that way. So we got about 30-point spread here. Put a little sell stop. Boom. Cool. So sell stop in place. So yeah, looking to take sells along this area. I think TP1 will come around these lows as well. So that's good news right there. 48.08 will be a 1-to-1. All right, perfect. Yeah. So even if that's the case that we want to be bullish, well, I do believe we should at least come back down, retest previous all-time highs, which is this black line going across here. That's why I always tell you guys, like, outline your different time frames or different like type of lines because it makes your life easier. Like I don't need to like go on a higher time frame to look. I just know, okay, any black line like this is my daily like zone. And I got to put a new one up here because obviously we just created new all-time highs. Just put a new one there. So now I know, okay, I'm within this range. So even if price wants to be bullish, I do believe we should come then retest here and then go up. So regardless of the fact, it'll still hit my 1-to-1 around here. So still be a great trade there. So yeah, pretty much my outlook right now in US 30. I do believe that like we should really see that big retracement. So I do deep inside, if I had to throw a prediction, I do think we're gonna hit this 47,750 area. I don't know when. Could be today. Could be tomorrow. Could just not happen. I don't know. But I just deep inside, that's what I think might happen. Again, based on what I showed you guys on that higher time frame, bro, we've been straight bullish, no retracement for 1,100 points. That's a shit ton, bro. Like even if we're just gonna retrace at a 50%, well, 50% of 1,100, you're talking about 550 points to the downside that we should retrace. That's a shit ton of points. You know what I mean? Like that's some good, some good moves to the downside. So it's kind of like what I'm expecting. I don't know when. That's the $1 million question, huh? But yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much. I should even put this zone right here because support here was yeah, it looks much cleaner there. Yeah, it needs to see it much cleaner there. Or for sure. Yeah, so that'll be my sell scenario here. Buy scenario, I'm playing it a little safer on the buy, so I'm gonna wait a little till we get up here. I'll start thinking about him. Maybe if we start breaking above this resistance, maybe a little bit, not too much. I honestly would like to see that 300 get hit for me to actually feel confident in like, okay, this thing's probably going to keep going back up. Obviously, go back into the 400s and then ultimately create a new high. Cool. Um, my stop loss is always 50 points, bro. So if wherever my entry is, always count 50 points away, no matter if it's a buy or a sell. So if my sell entry in this particular scenario is 130, well, my stop loss will be 180. Like I don't put stop losses based on. Oh, let me put this buy stop as well. I forgot about that. For yapping. Um, um, when I first started trading, I used to put my stops. You see, look, yeah, for US 30, I always use 50 points, like always. When I first started, I used to use like 75 points. Um, and then with time, you keep bringing it down, and now I'm at 50 now. Eventually, my ultimate goal one day is to have like a 30-point stop. Maybe that's a little just too tight, but like that's why I tell people, like with time, you don't switch your strategy, you just perfect it, you make it better. Like I've traded the same way, bro. Even if you look at my freaking GJ days, freaking live trading London. Like, you know what I mean? I've traded the same way. I just perfected over time. You know, I've gotten better with my entries. I've gotten better with making my risk smaller. So obviously that boosts up my risk to reward and how quickly I'm in and out of trade. You know what I mean? Like little minor tweaks. It's what I've done over the years, but I haven't switched my style of trading. You know, I feel like once people do that, that's when they're fucking themselves up. You know, notice how price reacting at this zone. So that's why I didn't want to really take. I don't want to do anything around here because I feel like price could do this. Like I said earlier, it could just come into here or even come into here and then from there do this drop. So I kind of rather just wait till we fully above all that, all the way at 300. Then okay, there I'll give it a better. I'll feel much safer up here. Obviously, anything could happen, but I will feel much safer being on this trade up here than any of these areas down here. But let's see though. Let's see what happens here. How this hourly look. Okay. Okay. Look, bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. Yeah, this hourly gonna fuck around for sure. Yeah, see, I'd rather get putting up here, yeah, for sure. If that will confirm to me, okay, most likely maybe this really wants to push the upside there. What was that at? 300. I'm just have it ready just in case. But yeah, bro, you know, I haven't switched my style of trading up in years, dog. Like when I first started, I used to be all up like when I first started. Yeah, I used to like if I have pictures on my charts back then. Bro, I used to be all into all that like uh the SMAs. I don't know if you guys use those, like the 50 SMA. Was it a 50 SMA? I think it was a 50 SMA. I think I had a 50. Was it a 50? I think it was a 50 and a 20 or some shit like that, bro. I don't remember. This was so long ago. But I used to be into all that like SMA shit, and then when the SMA's lines crossed, then I'll start looking for this, that. I used to be big into volume charts too. Like I used to use this. What was it called back then, bro? There was this website I used to go on, and it will tell you the strength of each pair, and then I'll use that also to my advantage. So like let's say I used to trade at the time I was trading Euro USD. Yeah, this was like 2020. Like I was trading Euro USD. And I'll look at the strength of Euro and at the strength of USD. And then the way it pretty much works is if Euro is strong, like not Euro, but whatever the first pair is. So when you're looking at pairs, they're two put together. Like Euro USD is the Euro, and then the US dollar. You know what I'm saying? So it's when you divide them in the middle, they're two different pairs. So let's say the Euro, so the first pair, forget about whatever the name of the pair could be. That doesn't matter. It's the concept of the first pair. If that one's stronger than the second pair, then 9 times out of 10, price will go up. Now, if the second pair have more strength, it's called strength meter. I think that's the name of this fucking shit. If the second pair has more strength than the first pair, then 9 times out of 10, it will go down. Because then that means the second pair is in control of the first pair. So by default, it's overpowering it. So I'll send the market more down. So I used to trade very like that, like based on like all that goofy shit and whatever. So what I was trading that way, it works. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It works. But then you start realizing that you start running into different roadblocks along the way. So like, okay, that works, but then it's not accurate all the time because then it'll change too fast. Like market would open, like they say in this particular case, right? Let's say this was Euro USD, right? You see how this pushed up here? The strength meter will be showing right now the Euro is strong. So you over here taking buys, you spamming them buys, especially when you start, you don't have no clue about risk management. So you just spamming a million fucking entries till that margin starts saying, yo, you can't take no more trades, buddy. So I'm over here spamming the buy, and then the moment the next candle be bearish engulfing, then now the strength meter flips. Now this one's stronger than this one. So then I'm like, oh shit, I just got caught. You know what I'm saying? So then you start running into those issues. And I'm like, fuck, this is not really too like accurate. You know what I mean? So then yeah, I started switching that around. I'm like, I'm not gonna use that too much. And then, little by little, you start tweaking. I tell people all the time, bro, like, as a trader, you're constantly adapting, bro. Like, there's no such thing as the same shit I was doing 3 years ago, I could do right now. Like, it's just no way. That's why even with Forex pairs, I tell you guys now, like, back then, tell me 2022 one, I would have told you, okay, use a 10, 15 pip stop loss. Okay, for sure, no problem. That'll work back then. Chilling. Right. I used to smack GJ every night with a 10 pip stop loss in front of people. Like, I've been doing this live trading shit for years, bro. Like, that's why I'm so comfortable doing it. Like, it's not like I'm awkward and shit, you know? So back then, 10, 15 pips, you're chilling. Well, now this year, with how volatile markets have been, we have inflation all time high, we have tariffs, we have World War III freaking talks, we have the government shutting down, we have all these different things that all affect the market in place. Now that 10 pip will not work no more. So now I tell people, bro, like, you need at least minimum 20 pip stop losses, minimum. Like, if you're using anything less than that, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice. Why? Because you're losing setups simply because you're not letting it breathe. So, like, think about it. I'd rather lose a setup because I'm wrong, not because I'm not letting it time. I'm not giving it space to breathe. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have this like frustration with wanting to have like 3 pip stop losses like this, and like, brother, the fuck, like, that shit doesn't work, bro. Like, stop it. Because once you lose that trade, once that stop loss gets hit, you're the one taking the L. Now, if you just simply give it room to breathe, well, yeah, now you might see a little bit more drawdown money wise, but then the trade will go your way. You get what I'm saying? So, like, now you're not taking unnecessary L's for no reason. You know what I mean? Because what happens when your stop loss too tight, bro, it'll hit your stop loss and then it goes your way right after. And then you're sitting there like, I was right the whole time. Yeah, you were right, but then you just simply didn't give it space. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell people, like, it's always a constant game of adapting, bro. Like, the same shit that worked 2 years ago ain't gonna work today. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, I don't fucking hate courses, bro, for that fucking reason. Because you're watching something right now that was recorded in markets 2 years ago. That shit will not apply today, brother. Like, it just won't. Like, it just doesn't. You know what I mean? And that's why people stay in this little cycle of like, just keep getting diddy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Like, there's different options, right? And I tell people all the time, like, even if you gotta lower your risk, like, bro, put the ego to the side, bro. You want to make money or not? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that whole ideology of like trying to flip your $300 account to $1 million overnight, bro. Cut that shit out. It's not gonna happen, bro. I'd rather you, like, and I tell people this with a straight face. I'd rather you grab that 300, throw it on OKC winning, the Warriors beating the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you throw it on a parlay, and you might just have better luck at hitting something straight up, or just go to the casino and throw it on black. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something. But like, that shit's not gonna work. So like, people just gotta cut it out, bro. It's an ego thing, bro. I've learned over the years, you start to realize it's an ego thing, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather lower my risk, boom, whatever. Yeah, you're not making thousands of dollars, but then again, it's all relative. And that's what I always talk to people about. It's like, dog, if you have an account with a few $100, right? And I'm taking any number 1,000 under. That's what a few $100 is. $900, $800, 1,000 under. Because anything over 1,000 is a few $1,000. So I'm talking about a few $100, right? If you have an account with a few $100, brother, and you're making 20, $30, 40, $50 per trade on that account, bro, put your ego to the side, dog. Like, you're actually making great returns. Like, it's not like you have a $100,000 trading account, bro. Tell me you have $100,000 trading account, you're making $50. Okay, bro. What the fuck are you doing? You know? But bro, on $500, you make $50, bro. That's 10% in one freaking trade. In one trade, bro. One trade. Dog, the most successful hedge funds in the world with billions of dollars only make 30% a year, dog. You fucking making 10% in you know what I mean? Like, in one trade. Come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's all relative, bro. So I tell people all the time, it's ego, bro. That's what fucks people. It's ego. You want to make a lot of money? I need come into the game with a lot of money, and you'll make a lot of money then. Fuck it. But if you got a few $100, bro, you gotta be a little smarter, dog. Because at the end of the day, I always tell people too, like you kind of playing yourself because if your account size only has a few $100, then that means you only have a few $100 to throw at this trading shit. So if you blow it, that means you low key don't have more to throw more in it. So like, why are you trying to just blow it instead of just, you know what I mean? It's a 1.9 spread high. Nah, bro, that's nothing, bro. That's nothing. Like, you're always gonna have spread. Like, that's normal. But 1.9, that's nothing, bro. That's nothing, to be honest. In like comparison to what high spreads really are, that's nothing. But yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dog, if you just got an account with a few $100, why are you trying to blow your shit so fast? Like, you only harming yourself. Because then when you blow it, then what? You gotta wait a week so you could put a few more $100 in there. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I see people with a lot of money blow their accounts, let's say, I don't feel as bad because then that lets me know, okay, you got more money where that came from. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna throw your last bit of, you got more money where that came from. You know what I'm saying? So like obviously I feel bad because you shouldn't be blowing accounts, but like I don't feel as bad as like I do when I see somebody with just a few $100. Because if you just got a few $100, then that means you just got a few $100. You know what I'm saying? So it's an ego thing, bro. It's an egotistical thing. That's all it is. Tell people all the time, bro. You gotta put that ego to sleep. You gotta put it to bed, bro. The quicker you're honest and true with your reality, the quicker you start changing it. Straight up. You know? Straight up. My liquid chart is at 48, 130. Mine is at 48, 164. This is at, yeah, it's 30 points. Same shit that it was earlier. This at 197. This at 167. Yeah, so 30 points. My liquid chart is at, but on TV? What you mean on TV? Oh, trading view. Wow. I'm over here thinking real TV. I'm like, huh? Wow. Yeah, of course. Like it's always gonna be different because TradingView is using Oanda broker. Liquid, Oanda, two different platforms. So they're not gonna be the same. What was your entry on Liquid, bro? On Liquid, I have 48,100 on sales because 30 points kind of figure, 100. On the buys, I have 270. So 30 points. You know what I mean? But yeah, unless you're using the same exact broker, you're never gonna have the same exact spread. Like it won't, you know. But yeah, bro. Man, it's still looking like it's a little slow today, huh? What's going on here? I kind of figured it was gonna be a little slow when I saw that hourly. I was like, I could see what was gonna happen here. Like, look, you can just tell. You can just tell this hourly gonna be slow. This hourly probably gonna close somewhere here. Like, we probably won't even get put into this trade till after 10. I never understand how to calculate the spread. Bro, it's simple. If there's at 180 and your broker at 150, what's the difference between 18 and 15? 330. How much capital do you come in with? What you mean? Oh, the government opened that. I came across that like last night I was reading about that shit. Opened back up. But it been open, though, like 2 days now. Or some shit like that. I was reading about that last night, actually, funny enough. I was at dinner and like it just popped up on my shelf. Let me see. How much capital like when you start? Bro, my first account ever was like $234, I think it was. You know what? I'm gonna try to find the login because the first broker I ever used, because that's the one the freaking IML was promoting the fuck out of, was KOT. So I gotta figure out the login to it because I know in there I'll have the deposit and the year too. It was about like $200 like $34, bro. Like $234. My first account ever. I blew that shit. No, actually, no, I had beginner's luck on that one. My bad. I had beginner's luck on that one. I took that account to 1,500 without knowing what I was doing. Like I just went on US 30 without knowing what the hell US 30 was. I threw a lot size in there. Then that shit just kept going blue, blue, blue. I'm like, oh shit, for sure. Take that big. That's why I got hooked. because it gave me that like that bait. You know what I'm saying? After that, I just went straight losing for like a whole year after that. But hey, man, it got me hooked though. I'll tell you how much. But yeah, my first account ever was like 230. Funny enough, I was just telling my boy Jason. Like my story is a little different than a lot of people's, cause so like a year and a half into my trading journey, like a year and a half into it, I was already profitable. I just didn't have obviously big money to see big returns, duh. But like I was still profitable. Like I was making consistently $80, $100, $150. Bro, if you're making that consistently, you are a profitable trader. Like people confuse the definition of profitability. Like they think being a profitable trader means when they're making thousands of dollars. It doesn't. It just means that you're making consistent money. That's profitable. Now, the amount of money you're making, it's all relative to how much capital you have. You get what I'm saying? Like, again, same shit I said earlier. Like, if you come in with a few $1,000s, nigga, no shit, you're gonna see a few $1,000s in profits. But you come in with $200, $300, I mean, respectfully, it's just what it is. So profitability means that you're making consistent profits. That's what being a profitable trader means. Now, the amount all changes based on how much money you have in that damn account, brother. That's all it is. So I was already a profitable trader a year and a half into my shit. I was making consistently 80, 100, 80, 100, 150, 200 some days, you know what I mean? Here and there, like on some wild shit, 300, you know what I'm saying? Because my risk management back then wasn't as on lock now, obviously. So, like, I was risking a lot more than what I should have because I was going based on how confident I felt, you know what I mean? Um, and a year and a half into it, that's when I came across my first guru and I started running his signals chat. And that was my first like introduction to being a ghost trader. And then with that guy, I worked with him for 2 months. And I made about seven K in 2 months off of him. Bro, you talking about a kid in the hood, bro, living in a room in a basement. You know what I'm saying? Like my room, actually, my damn, that's funny. My room was like the same size as this office. So you'll walk in, my bed will be right here. I had like racks there for my clothes, and then on that little corner, I had a desk. Bro, I probably could find a picture. I had a desk with my laptop, and then I had a fridge and a microwave. So I had like those mini fridges with a microwave on top. So that was my kitchen. You know what I mean? Like the fridge, I kept my water in there and shit. And then the microwave, I'll heat up food like that. I'll bring from whatever. If I order food, whatever, I'll heat it up in there. Boom. So that was like my whole crib was a room because I used to live like in Jersey. I don't know if they do that shit in Florida, but in Jersey, people don't rent out like the whole floor in a house because it doesn't make as much money. So think about it. Again, this was all pre-COVID, bro. I'm talking like pre-2020 type shit. Um, so if you rent the whole floor out, you're gonna get what, $1,200? You know what I mean? Like I lived in the hood, bro. So like rent wasn't gonna be no few racks. Like probably gonna be like 1,100 for some nice shit. Um, for the whole floor. So what they'll do instead is they'll break it down into rooms. So like the living room, they'll put sheetrock, close that out into one room. Then let's say the apartment already had, let's say, 2 rooms. So now you have 3 rooms. And then the living room, they'll close it out. And then the dining room, they'll close it out. You know what I'm saying? So they'll make like 5 rooms within one floor. So imagine they could charge $500 each room. $500 a room times 5 rooms is 2,500 compared to just renting out the whole floor for 1,200. You're making an extra 1,000. Feel me? So whatever. I lived in a room in a basement, Patterson, New Jersey. Look it up. Yeah, and we'll share the bathroom. Yeah, we'll share the bathroom, all of us. So like, obviously, when you shower, you'll go in there with your towel and your soap, shower, boom, whatever, and then obviously take your shit back to your room because there's 4 other people using the same bathroom. You know what I'm saying? And then I used to hate when it was like leave the shit dirty. I used to want to fight people all the fucking time. Whatever, boom. So I swear, like that's where I was living. So, bro, I start being a ghost trader, and bro, in 2 months I make 7 grand. Nigga, I never seen those 7 bands in my life, like in my bank account, brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, whoa, hold up. So through that guy guru, I met the other guru, which y'all all knew who he's named Daniel. Fuck Daniel. Anyway, but I always be thankful for Daniel because, and I'll say this publicly anyway, I don't give a fuck. Because of him, I came to Florida, which opened the door to a lot of more things. So I always will give him that flower. He's a goofy ass guy, but I'll give him that flower. But whatever. So through that first guru, I made 7 racks, bro. I was hooked. I was like, yo. I could just do what I know how to do, which is trade, make all this money, and now I got more money to fund my trading. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know trading is a capitals game. You feel me? Cool. So, bro, then I started being Daniel's like ghost trader or whatever. Bro, with Daniel, first day I made 20 racks. Boom. I will say at the time, he was one of the biggest names in the space. I'm not gonna give him because you know these videos go on YouTube and shit, so I'm really gonna say last names and shit. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So boom. So at the time, Daniel was one of the top guys. It was him. Raul was coming up too. Like him and Raul were like together at the time. Q was already Q. Uh, who else? Mamba wasn't really Mamba yet. Like Mamba became Mamba, like the one that you guys probably know now. Probably like 2 years after that. So boom, whatever. So I start running Daniel shit, bro. First day, 20 racks. Boom. I'm like, bro, this is a kid from the hood, dog. I ain't never seen no shit like this. Bro, what? Bro picked me up in a Urus and all. I was like, damn, I never seen a Lambo in my life. I was hooked. I was like, oh, I can make all this money just being. I don't need no marketing. I don't gotta do no social media because I was like mad ghetto back then. So like I always thought that like I couldn't do marketing because these guys speak professional and more proper and all this. Like I'm like, that's not for me. I just rather just do what I do, trade, send the trade towel in the chat. I know my trade is gonna be good. So I've always done the trading route, bro. Like I've always been a trader. That's why I'm so like comfortable doing this type of shit in front of y'all because it's not fucking new to me. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So with Daniel, I ain't gonna lie, I'm making cheese, bro. Like that's why I never went back to Jersey. You feel me? Cause, bro, first day, 20 racks, boom. I'm like, damn, for sure. And what we just kept running up that chat, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like the more people come in, obviously, obviously more money I make too, cause I get a percentage of um. So imagine, okay, back then, I'll tell you guys the business structure. I don't give a fuck. So back then, signals chats were popular. You charge $100 a month for all these people that are in here, right? Duh, it's a business. At the end of the day, business is business. Like I feel like as long as people are making their money, who cares? But it's business. There's business everywhere. You use your phone. Well, guess what? You gave Apple some money to use that phone. What you gonna get mad at Apple? No. Why? Because you're getting your money's worth. You use your phone every day. See what I'm saying? So I've never had a problem when it comes to business. I understand the concept. You feel me? So boom. So Daniel, he was big at the time. So he was able to bring in like, bro, we had like 2,500, like 2,200 people in this chat. Do the math. 2,200 people at $100 a month. This shit making $250,000 a month. I'm keeping 10, 15%. You know what I mean? For being this ghost trader. So do the math. I'm keeping like 20, 30K. This is a kid from the hood, bro. I ain't never seen no cheese like this in my life, dog. Like, I don't think you guys understand the magnitude of how life changing this shit was to me, at least in that moment. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go to school, ain't none of this shit, bro. And I'm just making all this money out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So at what, 20 years old, I couldn't even buy alcohol. When I first got here, I couldn't even buy alcohol, bro. Like we used to go to clubs and shit, and I used to have to tell Daniel, like, Daniel will get 2 drinks. You know what I'm saying? So one for him, and then he'll slide me one under the table because I couldn't legally like get a drink. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So yeah, bro. So my story is a little different because now I'm making these 20, 30 bands of just being a ghost trader for at the time just Daniel. Then I just started being everybody's because then everybody started finding out the truth of like, the whole business we have. So they all wanted me to run their shit. So I was keeping 10% here, 10% there, 10% there. I'm not gonna say the other names because whatever. 10% there, 10% there, 10%. Bro, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm 20 years old, fucking making 40, 50 racks a month. Like fucking balling. You know what I'm saying? So obviously now I have more money to be able to fund, what I'm saying, my trading. So like shit, it was common sense. All right. I could throw now 10, 20 racks in a trading account and go crazy. So like, my story of capital is a little different. Um, but yeah, so that's pretty much yeah, that's what ghost trading is, Abdullah. But yeah, bro, so that's pretty much the whole rundown, yo. You know what I mean? It's been a crazy, what, 6 years? Not about to be 6 years next year in a few months. Yeah, bro. But that's why I tell people, like, Doug, I've always been a trader. Like, I suck on marketing. I don't fucking know how these people do it. Like, I just don't get it. It's not that I don't get it. It's just not like I don't know how to what's the word? Like, I don't know how to I don't know, paint this picture, I guess, or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just me, bro. Like, I'm giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. I've always just been a trader, bro. Like, that's what I like. That's what I enjoy. Now, obviously, over the years, you know what I mean? Like, over the years, then you start understanding, like, okay, you could use this money and start other businesses. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in this whole world of like, okay, bro, like I'm setting myself up in a way to where like I don't have to depend on my trading anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, regardless whether I trade or not, life's still gonna keep going. You get what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. But for a long time, I just didn't get it, bro. And I just got put into the straight. Oh, there it is. The only thing I don't like is that I got put in, wow, 4 minutes before the new hourly. Let's see. That's the only thing that has me a little worried with this trade. I don't like getting put like right before a new hourly, nah. Cause you know how them hourlies be, bro. They'll start up, then they do a little wick, and then they go your way. Let's see though. Um, but yeah, bro. So that's pretty much my whole story. And then after that, then after Daniel, I worked with Daniel for like 3 4 months. Then we had a inconvenience because his personality was weird. Like he used to like treat people with me. He never like hell no, I'll beat this shit out of his ass. Like with me, he never tried none of that. But like with other people, he'll treat other people, and I'm like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not like I don't agree with that, you know. So I literally one day told him, yo, you know what? You could go f yourself, my brother. I don't care. Like, and that's why you see, I always preach to people like, yo, do things outside of your comfort zone because I've done that my whole life, dog. So like, let me paint you this picture. Let me paint you this picture. I'm in a new city, Florida, Miami. I'm not from here. Got no family here. Got nothing. No friends. No nothing. I came here to do business with this guy. I don't like his personality, and I just told him, yo, F yourself. So this guy at that time was kind of like you could say my lifeline of business being here, if that makes sense, right? I just told him, F yourself. I generally believe what's meant for you is meant for you. Like, I don't believe in that whole, like, you gotta, like, oh, like, suck it up in the meantime. I don't suck shit up, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. If I don't agree with it, I don't care. Like, the way I see it is, bro, if God has that's planned for me, it's just gonna be that, like, no matter what. It's always been like that since a kid. So, boom, let me paint you this picture. So I'm in this city. I don't know nothing. I don't have nothing here, right? The one person I came here doing business with that I was counting on, I just told him go f yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm stuck in this city with really nobody, and now my main business, because at the time, like I just explained to you guys, most of my money came from being a ghost trader. Yes, theoretically, my money came from me trading, but it came from me trading and also trading for all these other guys. Duh, no shit. That's what funded my trading, right? So I just told this guy, F yourself. Most people wouldn't do that. Most people in that moment would have probably sucked it up until they like had more money saved up or probably sucked it up until nah, bro. Like I was like, bro, I'll figure this shit out my damn self. So now I'm stuck in a whole place, whole new place with nobody here. And bro, I built everything you guys see today by myself for the past 5 years here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always preach to you guys like, yo, like, I'm still in this trade. I'm about to not be in this trade though. Okay, hold on. Still hasn't hit. Come on now. Come on now. So that's why I'm always telling you guys, yo, like, I'm about to too. Hold on. There you go. Okay. Oh, there you go. Well, the alarm should go off here. Well, I just see, I knew it, bro. I hate when those new hourly start, bro. Like, it's just, I will give it a second opportunity though if it does come to that same entry, because I do believe in the setup. It's just the timing of the setup was just crazy. 4 minutes before the new, I figured that was gonna happen. To be honest, I'm not even gonna lie. I was kind of waiting on that. Like the moment I saw the time, I was like, oh, here we go. Um, my trade guy. What the hell does that mean? Probably refresh your server. What's I gonna tell you guys? But yeah, that's why I'm always preaching to you guys. Like, dog, like, take a risk in life, bro. Like you only gonna open the doors that are meant for you when you follow your path. The moment you start following another path or start being another person that's not you, you're no longer, and then you sitting there questioning like, why am I not getting these blessings? Yeah, because they were meant for you. Now you're being somebody else that you're not supposed to be, and no shit, you're not getting the blessings you're supposed to be getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say your name Mariah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. First name came to my head. Well, if Mariah starts being like Kiara, let's say, well, Mariah is not going to receive the blessings that Mariah is supposed to receive because she's being Kiara right now. The moment Mariah starts being Mariah, then she'll get the blessings Mariah's supposed to be getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I've always seen it. So, like, that's why I always preach all this, like, shit, bro, because I generally have lived it and done it. You know what I mean? Like, generally from scratch, bro. And I've done it at what, 20 years old, 21, 22. Like, no, I guess, real life experiences like that yet at that age, and still did it, you know? So that's why when I see people way older than me and fucking doing goofy shit, I'm like, bro, what do you want, bro? Like, you should be telling me this. I shouldn't be telling you, you know? So now I've told you guys my whole life story, yo, in these last half an hour, yo. God damn. You know, that's why I really first started this whole. Yeah, I will be re-entering Rocky. Well, if it gives me an opportunity here, yeah, for sure. Because I like the setup. It was just the timing of when it first put me in was like, and I caught on to it right away. I'm like, wait a minute. I looked. I'm like, oh, 4 minutes. I think I even said it in the live stream. I kind of figured that was gonna happen because usually it's always like you never want to get in a trade. Like I've learned, like 10 minutes before the new hourly or so. You don't want to get caught up in that because you know every candle has wicks. So even if let's say you're taking a sell, right? Even if your sell is gonna play out, when that new hourly opens, it's gonna push up to build that wick and then be bearish. So that wick could potentially stomp you out and then goes your way. So that's why, like, usually 10 minutes before a new hourly, I don't really like to get put into trades. Which moving forward, actually, if by 9:50 I haven't got my entry, I'm gonna take it off till the new 10 a.m. That's what I'm gonna do. You know, I'm gonna write that down. That's a good one. You see how, like, you guys literally see this shit real time. Like I literally tweak my shit real time. So moving forward, I'm gonna do that for sure. Um, but yeah, bro, that's why I first started doing this whole live trading sessions because, bro, trading is boring as shit, bro. And I used to trade London sessions. So think about it. If you think this is boring, bro, imagine doing this shit at 3 in the morning, bro, when everybody's asleep. You got nobody to talk to, bro. That shit boring as fuck. So that's when I really started. All right, bro. You know I gotta do something to keep me entertained, and that's where the live trading shit came into play. But yeah, how's your morning, man? I feel like I did a lot of yapping, yo. What you think about all that yap, yo? Start trading at the club 3 a.m. Bro, at that 3 a.m. shit, I don't think I could do it again, to be honest. Cause then, like, I tell people all the time, like, you gotta pick a trading time that's gonna be in correlation with the lifestyle you want or you live. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause okay, 3 a.m. sounds like okay, well, it's not so bad. Okay, I got put into these sales again. Okay, for sure. All right, so this will be my second and final opportunity for the day. If it doesn't work out, then I'll gladly walk away. No biggie. I've been smoking these markets past 4 weeks, bro. So I really don't really care. But let's see. 180, 48, 180. Boom. All right, this will be my second and final opportunity, yo. Do you have a problem with psychology in the beginning? Yeah, in the beginning I did because I was off that mindset of like wanting to flip my. I didn't get the concept back then of like the it's relative to capital. Like I did and I didn't. Like I thought that I could flip my 300 into freaking 100,000 overnight type shit. Like I really thought that like, oh, if I just leave this trade open forever, I'll just make all this money and yada yada. Like so, yeah. It took me like To get my psychology down pack, it did take me like about 6 months solid. Like 6 months to yeah, like 6 months. It didn't take me years, bro, because I'm not like, I don't use the word retarded, you know what I'm saying? But like I got common sense, you know. I'm like, all right, bro, if this not working, clearly it's not working. So I'm just not gonna do that. Like I've always been really good at like, all right, if this not working, I got taken out this. Oh, I was about to say. Well, second opportunity and play out. First red day in fucking like 4 weeks, bro. So I'll take it. You know, I'm not mad at all. I will gladly take it, brother. I will gladly take it, my brother. It sucks, bro. This hasn't really done much. Same fucking spot at this one. It'd be like that, man. First red day. I'll take it. I'll take it. I ain't even mad about it, bro. You can't be mad about it, man. You know what I mean? So I love y'all. Thank you guys for hearing my shenanigans today on here. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.